Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are, YouTube world. This is, video number 4, number 5, I think, of the channel I've named Surviving the Female Narcissist. I know it's very fun and peppy, and it's, great for dinner conversation, and, yeah, it's just wonderful. At any rate, today, pardon my messy hair. This is what I do when I don't feel like wasting all my gel, especially for the weekend, and putting it back like I do. So I've got it's kind of a jelly substance that I attempt to help stick it up and put it in a top knot. Obviously, it doesn't always go so well in the back, you can see. Anyways, so today I wanted to talk a bit about narcissistic abuse withdrawal symptoms. Now, I've done a spot of research on this. I want to just note that beforehand, lest you think I haven't. I've done a spot of research on it, and in the, 20 minutes or so, maybe, it was late last night, early this morning, but I didn't see much in the ways of withdrawal. When I typed in narcissistic withdrawal, I got the narcissist and the way they withdraw, which I kind of knew about that, but not really. I didn't see much on this subject matter. So, yeah, that's why I want to talk about it. So, what you can expect when you leave or are left by a narcissist is essentially the title here. Okay, what we're going to be discussing today, class. So I want to kind of start off by answering the question, how long do these withdrawal symptoms last? That is probably the biggest question that many people have. I know it's the question I asked myself over and over and over again when I was in the throes of the deepest pain. And that's just over these past, roommates, co-workers. Pros and cons of living with people. You hear their door slams and everything. Anyways, yeah, my roommate's gone today, as you can see. Yeah, so anyways, so what the hell was I? Oh, right. Sorry. So the important question that a lot of people have, and like I said, I know I said it over and over again, is why has this been going on so long? How long will it last? Will this go on forever? The answer, my dear fellows, is no. It will not go on forever. That's where I started getting off on. Going off on. So the deepest throes of this pain, I guess I can't quantitatively say the deepest, but it's been the most recent, so to my emotional memory, it's the deepest. In fact, it probably is the deepest, but has just been in this past 8 months. And she left me April of last year. I don't think I've fully told my entire story. Maybe I'll do that in a separate video, which I'll upload today and kind of insert before this. I don't know. But so she left me in like April of last year. And it was the past 8, don't get me wrong, that whole time period from April of last year to this past February was awful. It was absolutely terrible. But this February is when everything changed. It's I might have shared a bit of this, but it's the week of Valentine's Day. It's February 10th. I want to say it was a Monday. I'd gotten an ad request from this person, this thing. I don't even refer to it as a person because they're machines, they're terminators. They search and destroy. that thing's only purpose is to make sure I suffer as much as possible. And now I guess anyone else who it deems worthy of suffering, since I'm no longer in the line of fire, even though I am. If not, if not, if not actively by her, maybe passively by her, not directed at me, but directed towards me, to other people. In other words, bad mouthing me, painting me as a vicious animal, and so on and so forth. Which I've touched on a bit, I believe, in my last video. But also the way that, I've now come to attack myself and doubt myself and think I'm fucking crazy and I'm abusive, etc., etc. And I think I've talked about that in the past too. So anyways, it was February this year. She sent me an ad request. It sent me an ad request on Snapchat. I saw the name, the username. It looked awfully suspicious to me. It reeked of it. So I plugged in the name to Google, found an Instagram with a corresponding name. Dumbass, self-torturous masochist that I am, I clicked on the page and I scrolled through the photos, found it smiling and laughing and talking about this new person. Can't remember how I found out who this new person was. I think what it was is I unblocked it on Facebook. Anyways, so yeah, I found that she had been with this absolute asshole. I call him Jabba the Hutt. He's a fucking lard ass. He's a militant atheist, which that's neither here nor there. The only reason I bring that up is because one of the complaints she hurled at me is that I never cared about her faith. Surely the militant atheist is going to care a lot more. And I'm an atheist too. When I say militant, I mean, and this doesn't just this refers to anything: militant Christianity, militant Islam. Oh dear, I can see the flame comments coming in already. But that's just a dogmatic approach, and just letting everyone know who doesn't think like you that they're fucking stupid and fucking wrong, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, so this guy's a fucking lard ass. He's a complete asshole. Doesn't give a shit about her beliefs. And there's a video of them on his page playing video games together, and that affected me probably more than it should. I never got her to play video games, and that was something that I wanted to share with her, not because it was anything super significant or whatever, but I think that's kind of a fantasy as guys that we have, is to get your woman to fucking drink beer and watch football and play video games, or whatever your fucking thing is. For me, it would be making music and playing video games. But anyways, so I saw that and I just completely lost my shit. Yeah, I sent lots of nasty voicemails and a few emails, and the voicemails basically just devolved into me just absolutely crying and just basically talking to myself to her voicemail. Sorry. And this continued for months. So it was February 10th that I found this out. Funny enough, Valentine's Day was the best Valentine's Day I ever had in my life. I spent it surrounded by friends, people who cared about me, people I cared about, playing mini golf, eating donuts, and soul food. And their Valentine's Day was spent sending me harassing text messages. This guy was sending me harassing text messages, saying, I'm a fucking abuser, and, they have a healthy relationship, and I'm just trying to fuck it up, and, I'm just abusive, and blah, 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 blah. So through the next, call it shit, dude. So the pits of I plunged into the pits of despair. And pit, I don't even think is an adequate word. I just kept falling and falling and falling. And I think the reason the despair was so deep and so real was that now I know definitively for a fact that it is with someone else. And for a while, and shit, probably still in here, there is something in there that says it will come back and everything will be good again. But the reason that the pain was so deep was that there's that definitive, okay, it is with someone else, and it has been with someone else, and it got with someone else 3 months after leaving me. After 6 on and off years, she leaves me 3 months, or she finds someone new 3 months after leaving me. She left me via text message some 3 hours after we put my grandfather's ashes to rest. If I'd shared that before, I don't remember, but yeah, classy gal. And so there was that, and then the more that, and this is why, the pros and cons of ruminating on shit and circling the drain is you can just circle around it faster and faster and faster, or you can kind of clog the drain a bit and kind of float back up a bit. Sorry, I kind of got lost in that analogy. It's a bit weird. What I mean by that is the more that I plunged downwards, the more obviously I was thinking about it. But by doing so, the more I was actually realizing things. Throughout the past year, she did things to intentionally fuck with me and manipulate me. Hello, sending me an ad request. Tell me that's not manipulative as fuck. To be sure that I would find out on, around Valentine's Day, no less, which is significant not only because it's Valentine's Day, but that was because the first time, literally on Valentine's Day, the first time that she left me, fucking 7 years ago. So, sorry, I think my camera is freezing, so hopefully this is all catching. So yeah, that's it's significant that she did that because it all points to purposeful manipulation. Okay, so let me walk you backwards. So before I found that out, I kind of am telling the most recent part of the story now, instead of in a separate video, whatever. I think I might have told some of this before, but anyways. So I'm walking you backwards here, okay? So before I find that out, she sends me the ad request to be sure that I find it out, okay? So before that, it's like January, I don't know, 7th or some shit, okay? It's, 4 or 5 days, or maybe it was 3 days, something, before I'm supposed to leave California, or leave the East Bay area in California and go down to Southern California and live with my brother. I get an email from her telling me that she's having difficulty coping, and maybe it was that. Because I want to say that there was another series of emails that she sent me before that. But anyways, so I'm pretty sure it was January that she sends me these emails that, oh, I'm having difficulty coping, and I'm so alone, and you're the only one who understands me, and I just feel like wanting to kill myself, and no one else around me gets it, and blah, blah, blah. I know you're probably judging me, but it doesn't feel like it. Everyone else is judging me, and I just know they are, and they don't understand. and I'm alone without you, and just all this melodramatic bullshit. Okay. Now, the reason, I believe, the other reason, in addition to it being, around Valentine's Day and significant because that was the first time that she fucked me over, I believe the other reason that she sent me that ad request when she did was because, well, two reasons. A, well, hell, probably three reasons. Additional reasons. So, A, the response that I sent her in January was incredibly. I mean, it was more rope than I should have given her, but it wasn't enough to hang myself with. And I'll kind of delve into that in just a second. B, it was 2 months before my grandfather's funeral, so I would still be, fucking killing myself over that, and then I would have the painful memory of the funeral and being left then, and blah, blah, blah. And then C is... Fuck, what was C? Sorry. C is that... Shit, what was C? I don't remember what C was. Sorry, I'll think of it. So C was that not only is it, Valentine's Day, that's significant when she fucked me over, thinking about my grandfather, and those memories, but also because that is, I'm down in Southern California now. She's going to fuck up my good time down there. I want to say there was a fifth one. I don't remember. Anyways, so January, yeah, she sends me these messages, blah, blah, blah. And the response that I gave her, like I said, it was a bit more rope than I should have given her. It wasn't enough to hang myself with. I came across more caring, I suppose, than I should have, and I still did care, because I didn't realize exactly what she was then, and I didn't think that she had anyone. I had no reason to think that. I think I had my suspicions, but I wasn't 100% sure. And I'll get into that in a second as well in this backwards timeline. Sorry, this video is going to be a bit longer than I intended it to. Anyways, so she sends me these emails, and I'm just very like, I'm not like, oh, hello, dear. I'm just like, hi, these are things you could do, blah, blah, blah. I like to laugh. I would recommend Lenny Bruce. He's my favorite comedian. Blah, blah, blah. It was basically just it was like, yeah, here's what you do. Take some fucking medicine, see your fucking doctor, and go fuck yourself, is essentially the tone that I set. And I can get into the doctor and the medication shit in a bit. So you can definitely see how, from a narcissist standpoint, if they, try to bait you and say, oh, darling, I need you so much. Sorry, another door slam. I need you so much, and you're everything to me. And, they're throwing this out to the victim, trying to catch them again. And the victim says, you can go fuck yourself. You can understand how they'll be like, well, fuck, now I'm going to take the goddamn gloves off, and I'm going to show who the fuck I really am. Hence, doing that ultimately manipulative shit. Throwing that that breadcrumb my way, knowing I would knowing I would find it, and blah, blah, blah. And then, in that, playing... I send, that was what she, I send ad requests to everyone. You're not anything special. And, I love him, but I still love you too. I'm sorry, it was never going to work out. And, I tried my best, and you clearly didn't want to try anything. And I was, trying so hard to make it work, and you clearly didn't want it to work. Turning everything back on my ass. um, giving me false, confidence of, hope and whatever. So now I kind of jumped forward a bit. But yeah, I'm going backwards, and then I'm going to keep going forwards. What's that line in The Other Guys where he's like, it makes more sense if I tell the story forwards than backwards, but perhaps I'll go backwards and continually, leap forwards to give you a bit of shadowing, and then I'll come back again, something like that. Anyways, so that was January. She sent me those, those bullshit emails. So back up to November, it's like, I don't know, 2 weeks before my birthday, before turning 21. She sends me a text message, very cold and detached, which is interesting now that I think about it, because that's what I did in that January response. I make what you want of that. I can't piece it together right now. I don't really. Anyways, so Matthew. She uses my full name. I'm sorry to bother you, but I really need my iPod back. I'm not a very sentimental person. What the fuck did she say? I think she said like, oh, I'm not a very sentimental person, but I really want my iPod back. It's one of the only things my parents gave to me, and so it means a lot to me, even though she fucking, hates her parents. This is another thing I'm realizing just now. See, pros and cons. I don't really consider myself circling the drain right now. Anyways, so she always said that she hated her parents. In fact, years ago, like 3 years ago, again, knowing that I was having a good time, she went ahead to ruin it. She called me saying that her parents were abusive and blah, blah, blah. I think I'd mentioned this in a previous video. Her parents were abusive and blah, blah, blah. I'd never heard anything about it beyond that, like that night. It was a night of a concert of a favorite band. She knew it. And so she called me saying, oh, my parents are abusive, blah, 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 blah. And I'd never heard anything about it ever again after that. So anyways, oh, my parents got me this. It means a lot to me, even though she hates her parents, and they've supposedly been abusing her in the past, right? And then she adds and this is what narcissists do, okay? So they manipulate you, they play to your emotions, okay? And then she adds the time pressure of saying, well, this is a very time-sensitive issue, Matt. I need my iPod, and I need it now because I'm going to transfer soon. So I don't know how exactly soon was, because as I think I mentioned a couple videos ago, that I went back to the campus. This is 2 months ago that I went back to the campus, okay? So it's November of last year that she says, oh, I'm transferring soon. Now, when I hear someone say, I'm transferring soon, what I think is, oh, after November, this fall semester, she'll be transferring. Or after, this winter semester, so what is that, fucking March or April or some shit? I don't know. I've been out of school for 3 years. She'll be transferring. Or at the very latest, after this summer, she'll be transferring, okay? So it's 2 months ago. It's August. That's the start of fall semester, and she's still fucking there. So it's quite clear that soon was not nearly as soon as she made it to be. So I responded with, I reached out a feeler to some so-called support groups that I was in on Facebook at the time. I think I might have mentioned these lovely people before. If I haven't talked about them in depth, I will later. And their consensus was, Matt, don't fucking do it. She wanted to meet me. Don't fucking do it. Send it. Mail it to her. So I was like, yeah, okay, that's good. I'll mail it to her. So I said, yeah, what's your address? And, I'll just mail it to you. And then she takes great personal offense at that. how could you think what? Well, first she was very confused. Why would you want to mail it to me? Why can't you just meet me? That would be so much easier. And I'm like, well, blah blah blah. What did I say? It was something like, it was basically like, bitch, please, what the fuck do you mean? Why? You know exactly why. You're gonna show up with some fucking douchebag on your arm, and you're gonna fucking try to fuck with me for that 20 minutes or whatever, however long we meet. And then she reacts with just absolute, just increasing the, oh, I'm so offended routine. This, how preposterous. Why would I show up with someone on my arm and disrespect you like that? That really hurts that you would say that, to be honest. That was what she said. To be honest, that really fucking hurts. And so, dumbass that I was, again, remember, I haven't fully figured it out exactly what she is yet. Not that that is really an excuse, but so I haven't fully figured it out, right? If she tried to play that shit now, I'd tell her to go fuck herself. But so she's like, oh, I'm just so offended that you would say that. So I'm like, okay, fine, you fucking bitch. You want to play the game? I'll play the fucking game. And I said this with 110% strong intentions, good intentions. Okay. But again, not knowing exactly what she was, I wasn't ready for what she ended up hitting me with. So I was like, okay, fine, you bitch. I'll fucking meet you. I'll give you the fucking iPod. And how it was going to work in my little brain was that I was going to walk up. I was going to fucking see her. I was going to drop the iPod off on the bench, whatever. Walk away. And that would be that. Sorry, another door slam. I don't know why I feel the need to narrate. But that was a door slam, kids, in case you didn't know. For the folks at home, that was a door slam. No one's getting shot or anything. Why did I just introduce that into the mix? I don't know who's even watching this at this point. But, so yeah, that was how it worked in my little brain. Was that I'd meet her, I'd give her the iPod, I'd tell you, go fuck yourself, you're a fucking bitch, I fucking hate you, I'd walk away. Walk on to do what I had to do. How it ended up working, however, was I wanted to, partially out of kind of support for myself, but also because I wanted to play her own game at her and stab a fucking knife in her, and kind of insurance if she brought someone with her as well. I posted an ad on Craigslist. This is what this thing has turned me into. Saying, I need someone to meet me, and just kind of, I need a companion to show me some support, and I'm just, I have to do this, and I would appreciate your help. And I'd gotten actually a response, and it was actually gonna, go through with it, but for whatever reason, it didn't end up working. Anyways, so I want to set the stage for, again, so this is just how manipulative she is, right? So she has this whole fucking, did I say that? Oh, so when I had said, I'm going to mail it to you, blah, 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 and she said, oh, I'm so offended, the gist of it was, oh yeah, when I said that she would show up with some douchebag on her arm, and she was like, oh, that really hurts, and she was like, she was basically like, bitch, please, and, I don't need to, she had the, false, amnesia of what narcissists do, is that they're so hurt and offended that you're still holding on to something. Not hurt and offended, but they're just shocked that you're still holding on to something, because to them, it's nothing. It's not shit. The fact that she fucking douched on me by sending me a text message, some 3 to 5 hours after putting my grandfather's ashes away, after, 6 on-off years, she sends me a text message saying, Matt, since you won't fuck me in the car like a goddamn prostitute, I'm fucking leaving you. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. But, so she says, oh, my life is great. I don't need to start any drama. That's the last thing I want, because my life is just so fucking peaches and cream right now. Okay, so that was another reason why I thought, well, she's obviously, seeing someone that her life is just absolutely wonderful. So bear that in mind as I set the stage. So I'm walking up, and I'm just like, okay, and I've got, my fucking, swagger going as I'm walking up, and she's sitting on this bench, practically in the goddamn fetal position, okay? She's got her fucking hood on, and she's sitting like this, and so Mrs., my fucking life is so goddamn perfect right now, even though I'm not seeing anyone, spoiler alert, remember, she was seeing someone this whole time for the past, 4 months? Um, is now sitting there in the goddamn fetal position. Uh, you know, oh, hi, Matt. You know, how are you? I stared straight ahead, basically, and gave her the fucking iPod, and, how are you, blah, blah, blah. And she could tell I wasn't fucking biting. I don't remember everything that was said, but, it basically was like I set the iPod on the bench. I spent too much time on the bench. Way too long. Way much more time than I should have. Sorry, I can't talk. I can't talk good sometimes. So she says, I set the iPod on the bench. I basically tell her, go fuck yourself. I fucking hate you. I don't care if you die. Don't ever fucking talk to me again. I'm, fucking regret the day I met you, you fucking bitch. Is basically the tone of the meeting. Set the iPod down. Stand up, strong, straight and tall, shoulders back, head held high. And I walk away. And I'm walking. And like something out of a goddamn movie, she calls out to me in a weak, just pained voice, a voice that I'm familiar with because it's a voice that I've used before. It's an emotion I've felt before. So that's the emotional appeal, drawing on my own feelings and my sense of empathy, right? I've used this voice before. I've stayed up nights and I've cried and I've screamed. I've been absolutely drunk out of my mind, crying and screaming into the phone, begging and pleading in this same exact voice. So as I'm walking away in this voice, I hear, Matt. I don't really hear it the first time. Matt, wait. I go, don't fucking turn around. Don't fucking turn around. Don't fucking turn. Fuck. I have to turn around. Because this might be, she might finally this might finally be it. This might finally be the moment that she understands, that she opens her heart to me. And I mean, basically, just to kind of backtrack for a second, I want to say that, the other things said in this meeting, and just, I mean, as well as, way before that, after she fucking fucked me over, and then I still, we still had this sense of, oh, we can work it out, blah, blah, blah. I'll get to that. You know what? I'll probably make that a separate video. I'm sorry, this video's gone way too fucking long. I don't know who's even watching it. But, so, the tone of that, and, as well as, I said this, I probably said this then, I know I'd said it in the past, I probably said it in the future as well, was, if you haven't fucking figured it out by now, then you never fucking will, how much I fucking care about you. And that was basically, if I'd said that then or not, I don't remember, but that was essentially the tone and the finality of which I walked away. So then she calls out to me in that fucking pathetic stage voice, Matt, wait. So my dumbass fucking turns around. And I'm just like, what? What the fuck do you want? And that anger is more directed at myself than towards her, Like, God damn it, you fucking idiot. What do you want, bitch? Matt, you so fucking stupid. Why are you here? And it's, what do you want? And So long story short, she starts fucking crying, tells me she still loves me and misses me and wants me and needs me. Remember, she's been dating someone for 4 months at this time. Also remember, I don't fucking know that. And this was the other, that time pressure thing. So we met before I had a class and before she had a class, okay? So that's a very important setup. So at this point, she's obviously late for her class. I think I was late for my class at this point too, because of me fucking turning around. And she's crying and she's saying, "Oh, I love you. I miss you. I want you. I need you." And she's holding on to me and she's like, "I really want you to give me a hug." And I'm kind of like, "To what end?" I was like, I know those are my exact words. To what end? Why the fuck should I give you a fucking hug, you goddamn bitch? Basically the tone. Go fuck yourself. Why should I give you a fucking hug? To what end? So of course I fucking did. And I thought, okay, now she's going to come back to the car with me and we can talk about things. At this point, I've completely broken my fucking rock hard exterior of fucking, head held high walking away. I held that probably until she starts crying and saying that she loves me. The moment I hugged her, though, is when I completely fucking lost it. That whole facade crumbled. She knew she fucking had me, which is why I gave her a hug and I was like, "Come on, let's go in the car. Let's sit down. Let's talk about it." Suddenly, she's all of a sudden, all those tears disappear. She's fine. She couldn't give a fuck about me. I have to go to class now. Turns around, marches inside of class. I walk back to my car. I sit there. I didn't go to class that night. I walk back to my car. I sit there and I scream at myself and I punch the fucking ceiling for, 20 minutes. As I'm realizing and saying to myself everything. You fucking bitch. You playing this and that, you fucking stupid son of a bitch. You didn't even see that this is all a big plan. You didn't fucking figure it out. Because this is the fucking manipulation, okay? This is not a normal breakup, gentlemen. Okay? This is not normal. Okay? An ex-girlfriend does not wait 7 months to reclaim old possessions. Over half a year. She doesn't wait over half a year to reclaim old possessions, especially when, again, though I didn't know it at the fucking time, she'd been seeing someone for the past 4 months. She says she cuts her losses. She goes, "Oh, well, I don't want that fucking sweater. Why would, fucking Jabba the Hutt, even like me to have that fucking sweater? What would he think if I saw that, knowing that I got it from this horrible monster of a person that I was with for 6 years? Blah, blah, blah." Okay. It's not a fucking normal breakup. So she had, like I said, that was like 2 weeks or so before my birthday. That was how she opened that initial text message too. She's like, "First of all, happy early birthday." Playing to those fucking emotions. And then on my actual birthday, as I'm sitting there and I'm drunk alone by myself in my fucking room, a memory I have to live with for the rest of my life is that I couldn't find someone to drink with me. I even put out ads on, this is how fucking pathetic I am, this is what I've been turned into. Put out ads on Craigslist looking for someone to fucking drink with me. Sitting there drinking alone by myself. Just hating my fucking pathetic life. She sends me a text. "Happy birthday. Be safe. Because I care about you. I want you to be safe and have a happy birthday." So before, I want to say it was like 2 months before that. I want to say it was in like September or something. I could be wrong. Maybe it was October. But in the East Bay area, maybe it was November, I think. But in the East Bay area, September to November, whatever it was, there was, it was supposed to be the worst rainstorm the East Bay has ever seen. And not just the East Bay, but like the entire Bay Area. I think it was, there's going to be massive floods and everyone's going to fucking die. And, you better fucking move to Arizona and, tell your grandparents and your mother and father you love them, and tell your ex-girlfriend what the fuck you really think of her, and all this shit. And so I got a text from it, a mass text message that I was accidentally on, saying, oh, blah, 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 this is a big flood. Or maybe it was an advert for her acting thing. Maybe it was, I think it was both situations, actually. Maybe it was 2 in 1 that she said, this is today, and also there's a storm. Anyways, so I text back, who the fuck is this? Because I don't know who you are. And she says, well, this is awkward. Yeah, I just texted my ex. I'm like, well, imagine how awkward it is for me. And she, yeah, have a good night, blah, blah, blah. I think also another reason why she reached out in November, before my birthday to do that, was because it didn't adequately get me. So, anyways, I've gone way off the fucking deep end of what I started out as wanting to say. So call that a backwards timetable of my story, part 1. It's probably part 1 revisited. Yeah, I can do a further forward backwards timetable in the next video. Or the video after, because after this video I'll probably do, a backwards timetable, part 2. So what I wanted to touch on, 42 minutes and 25 seconds ago before I started this, was withdrawal from a narcissistic relationship. I use that word loosely, from narcissistic abuse. The aching question is, how long will this last? And that's why I got off on this trail, is because I was setting the stage and saying why these past, 8 months, give or take, were so painful. Sorry. But the reason why this past time was so painful, let me kind of resume there. So if you were at, 1:30 and you skip to now, you've not missed anything. You are. We've now resumed our normal programming, ladies and gentlemen. We had a brief word from our sponsors about emotional abuse and manipulation. Now we are going back to our scheduled programming of Withdrawal from a Narcissist with your host, Matt Ashman. I'm going to cough. I felt like Lenny Bruce when he was going to blow his nose on Playboy's penthouse. Anyways, so the burning question is, how long will this last? And I don't think there's an easy answer, gentlemen and ladies, if you're watching. If anyone's watching, I should say. I don't think there's an easy answer. I know, right? Fucking 45 minutes for that. I know. I'm sorry. You can, have a full refund. I'll give you the $3 admission price back. And, if there's anything I can do to make your viewing experience more enjoyable next time, please let me know. I will take it under advisement. No. So that's the question we all want to know, is how long will it last? And I mean, that's one of the questions we all want to know, right? There's about a zillion others. But there's not an easy answer. And I mean, I consider this past, call it year, roughly. I call it this past, year, the time of withdrawal for me, because I didn't know until February. And I think it was not even then. I think it was more like March, April, when I was, finally figuring out and then coming to terms with. In fact, I still don't think I've completely come to terms with it, to be completely honest. Just like I still haven't come to terms with the fact that 2 years ago I almost got fucking shot in the head. Right? That's what PTSD and CPTSD are all about. But I consider, this past, 8 months my withdrawal, because, like I said, I didn't fucking know. And I guess in one sense that seems kind of silly. I can't really analogize it with, if that's a word. I can't really analogize it with withdrawing from drugs, because you know you're on drugs. I mean, unless someone's been spiking your lemonade for 3 years, and then suddenly you realize, hey, this lemonade doesn't taste the same. Oh my God, I've been drinking alcohol this entire time. Suddenly my vision's blurred and I'm fucking having the shakes and whatever the fuck. I think you'd realize it before it's a month that you've been off the spiked. It's a year that you've been off the spiked lemonade, and then suddenly you realize, oh my God, that was spiked lemonade with alcohol. Oh my God! Now all of a sudden, after being fine for a year, I'm having visions, and I'm waking up with cold sweats, and I'm fucking. But so I mean that's I consider that. Sorry, I got lost in my own shtick there. So the withdrawal symptoms for me: depression, and that's nothing new. It's what I've been taking pills for like 5 fucking goddamn years, and anxiety. But withdrawal symptoms, for me, I never put a knife to my wrist in my life until I found that out. I didn't cut myself. No, instead I cut myself, 2, 3, 4 months, 5 months, whatever, later, after I got fucking berated for 20 minutes by my family. It wasn't because of her, so, little small blessings. Even though I broke a promise to myself that I've held for 5 fucking years, and now I'm a fucking liar and hypocrite to anyone I ever helped. Yeah, obviously more feelings I still haven't worked through. Anyways, I never seriously considered harming myself until I found that out. I was chaperoning a dance at a middle school. I was volunteering there down in Southern California. And I remember I don't think I realized how fucked up it was until, after I was out of it. But this was during that week when I'd found it out. I'm chaperoning this dance, and I'm having to divert myself away and hide away into a little room because my crying spells are just out of control, because I found this out, 3 fucking days ago, basically. So, needless to say, it's still fresh. Sorry, beetle on my laptop here. Anyone in the Midwest, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyways, fucking Asian beetles. So I'm at this dance. I'm, having to steal time away and, cry. And then somewhere along the line, it was either at the dance that I decided this or when I was on the way home. But I decided I'm going to go home and fucking kill myself. I'm not fucking playing about it. But I can't remember if I decided that there or not. But I was like, I told my friend who was the teacher that I was helping out, look, I got to go. I'm just not feeling good. I made up a bullshit excuse, blah, 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 I got to go. I'm sorry. And I didn't realize how fucked up this was until later, that I'm there looking out for these kids, and I can't even look out for myself. I want to fucking kill myself. Sorry, I'm realizing that the volume is probably getting low because I'm mumbling a lot. I do apologize. There, is that better? Um, so I go home, and I'm like, okay, I'm walking up, and I'm gonna fucking kill myself. And I made the pact. I don't think I've ever made that before, but I made the fucking pact. Okay, if one person can smile at me, I won't fucking do it. And I think I was really fucking serious about it because I made this pact when I was walking across the fucking street to the apartment complex. It's not like I'm in Times Square. Okay, if one person smiles at me, and it's not like I'm living in the desert either. But um, you know, there weren't a whole heck of a lot of there wasn't a whole heck of a lot of likelihood that I was gonna see, 20 people on the way into the apartment. So I walk across the street, just absolutely having a goddamn breakdown, and just anyone who sees me is probably freaking the fuck out because I'm just absolutely losing it. I'm practically crawling on the street, punching the ground and crying and screaming. But I go up to the apartment where I was living with my brother. I said, okay, I'm going to do it. But on my way there, I see my brother's cars. I'm like, well, what the fuck is he doing here? I was secretly relieved, but I was like, what is he doing here? I was angry as fuck. I come in, I try to, just clean my, make my voice steady and everything. Is my suicidal ideation showing? I don't want to fucking give away that I was gonna come home and fucking kill myself. Is my depression showing? So, and he goes, and he's, gym shorts. It's the middle of the day. Gym shorts, drinking a beer on the couch. He's working in construction. He says, Matt, someone died on the project today. And that was when instantly all those awful thoughts out of my head. But obviously didn't last because, it was like the next fucking day when, sorry, I've completely just taken this and run with it. The point I'm making is that I was really going to kill myself that day. And for the next 2-3 days before Valentine's Day, well, that was Thursday, so the next day was Friday. After that was Saturday, which is Valentine's Day, but it was Friday. I want to say Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Shit, dude. Every fucking night that week, with the exception of Valentine's Day, was that bad, I want to say. But I distinctly remember Friday because I go to the Catholic church across the street. I don't think anything would drive me to the Catholic church. And that was another, just a real piece of despair for me. It's like, oh God, I obviously care so much about this person, and she moves me so much. If she'd bring me to a church, and then someone was like, Matt, that's on an online support group. She was like, Matt, that's bullshit. Why the fuck did you really go to that church? And I was like, well, I don't know. I guess because I drew support from it at one time, and it kind of harkens back to childhood, and subconsciously I was going there because it's safe. And I realized that, and it's like a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. Anyways, so I go to the church, I pull the door, and it's fucking locked. Oh, God, that was just awful. I was telling this story to a friend, a very dear friend of mine who I met for the first time in 7 years. I was telling it to him this past weekend. And I get to that part, and he goes, are you sure you weren't pulling a push door? Oh, my God, I lost my shit. I laughed so hard. But anyways, for the record, I did both pull and push. So, but that night, both driving to the church and then driving from the church to the apartment, I cried from a place in me I did not know existed. It's a cry I don't think I can ever repeat. It's a cry I don't ever want to have to repeat, put it that way. Anyone who's been here knows exactly what I'm talking about. You've got nothing left. The tears, it does get to a point where the tears run out. I don't think I was there yet, but the tears weren't enough, you dig? Because, people say crying helps you. And science has actually shown that crying is a way that it makes us feel better. Anyways, the tears weren't enough. And so you start screaming and shouting and punching the fucking ceiling and the walls. ceiling of the car. But in that, I let out a cry that was so, fucking deep inside of me. I don't know where it was inside of me that I pulled this out of. This awful, fucking primal, animal dying, spirit soul crying of a, tormented, raped soul just unleashing. It was an awful sound. Awful sound coming down. Anyways, I know there's a way we can make change. Anyways, so that night I go to the bathroom and I just sit there with the fucking knife on my wrist. The only thing that stopped me, aside the fear of the physical pain, was this is how it ends for me. This fucking bitch. Fuck that, Anyway, so I apologize, dude. 55 minutes and 55 seconds, and I've not really said much of anything. So, withdrawal symptoms, increased suicidal ideation, if you haven't already, been there. I mean, like really dramatically, like I said, dramatically increased. Okay, so I'd never done that before. Paranoia, doubting yourself. Yeah, just those thoughts. Maybe I really did cheat on her. Those were thoughts that I had. Those were actual thoughts that went through my fucking head. Did I delude myself? Did I cheat? I literally dug through my brain. God, maybe there was someone else that I kissed or that I cheated on, and that I went out on dates with, and I just completely blocked it from my memory. That's not a normal breakup, boys and girls. That's not a normal breakup, gentlemen. It's not a normal relationship. You don't fucking do that. Okay? Even as I'm making all these videos, I'm saying to myself, anyone who's watching this is not fucking believing me. No one who's watching this, the two people who are watching this, don't believe that I'm a victim. I hate to use that word, but and that this person was a narcissist. They think I'm fucking crazy, just like everyone else. Because I thought I was crazy. Hell, still do. I mean, in a way I am, but that's in the good way that I love. But yeah, I had literally, had these doubts, and that's the crazy making. You start to doubt yourself. God, maybe I really was. And then increased suicidal ideation, doubting yourself, being paranoid, digging through, rewinding, replaying everything in your head. And shit, there was something important I was going to say. Forgot. Fuck me, I forgot. But, so suicidal ideation, attempts, even. Paranoia, doubting yourself, rewinding, replaying, going through every excruciating detail over and over again. Obviously, idealizing everything, forgetting all the bad shit. Nothing bad ever fucking happened, okay? Blaming yourself till the fucking cows come home. Maybe there was something I could have done. God, maybe for me, one of the complaints was hurled at me. It was that, these complaints were kept silent until basically the day that I found out that she was with this other guy, and she hurled all these complaints that she'd been suffering in silence for 6 years about, was that I cared more about my music than her, and never cared about her beliefs, and only cared about her because of her body, which hello, if that doesn't fuck you up, I don't know what will. Oh, I only used you as an object. She was the one who was so obsessed with that. She was the one who was pushing sex on me. That's why she fucking left my ass. After a funeral, no less. Because I wouldn't fuck her in the car like a goddamn prostitute. I wanted to be something special. Now I don't know if I can ever have sex. Right? And I always made sure she knew that you're not just a fucking object to me. Do you know that? Yeah, I know. You know I love you, right? Yeah, I know. Suddenly, Matt, you only used me for my body. Right? So, suicidal ideation attempts. Paranoia. Doubting yourself. Blaming yourself. Right? Shit, there was something else in there. But, yeah. So, suicidal ideation / attempts and or attempts. Doubting yourself, blaming yourself, becoming paranoid. Sorry, that Lenny Bruce moment again on Playboy Penthouse. Blaming yourself, crying spells. How long will the crying spells last? I don't know. How long did mine last? From February to... Oh, God, dude. I think, I mean, I'll put it this, so the consistency, okay? This progress, gentlemen, is not linear, okay? It's fucking not. The progress goes like this. Sorry, I'm not really doing the graph very well, but you go, you know, you dig? So it's really hard to answer the question then. How long will this last? But consistently, you know, and then you're up and up and up and up, and then you go down. But the consistent, or the consistent, you know, months, 5 months, 6 months, depending on who you are. Okay? 5 months, 6 months, maybe a year. But I mean, I would say that those most consistent moments. This is why Emotions Anonymous, Codependence Anonymous are vitally important. I wouldn't have made the progress I did if I hadn't joined those groups. Okay. My code of birthday is 5/7/2015. My EA birthday is 4/27/2015. And, you know, like I said, except for those moments of, I was good in, you know, February, March, April, May, June, July. Call it May. I think it was May that I was good. Call it June. Hell, for good measure, call it July. Okay? 5 months. I had those 2 programs I joined. Okay? I also had another program called Depression Bipolar Support Alliance. Meetings are fucking important, guys. Groups are fucking important, guys. Okay? Again, the groups are Emotions Anonymous, Codependence Anonymous, Depression Bipolar Support Alliance. Look them up. If you don't have a chapter, fucking make one. I'm here in fucking bumfuck nowhere, Iowa. They don't have those here. I haven't been to a meeting in months. And it's showing. I can't wait to go back to Southern California just for the sole fact that even if I were to go back to the East Bay area and find meetings there, I don't think it'd be the same to me. Because there's my family in Southern California in those groups. Okay? Other groups that you might find helpful, Sex Addicts Anonymous. I think there's one, it's like Codependence of Sexual, whatever the fuck. It's in the Melody Beattie book, the Codependence Guides to 12 Steps. It's referenced in there. I have to look it up. But I've never had sex. I can't say I'm a sex addict. What am I addicted to? Oh, that's another thing. Right. Suicidal ideation / attempts. paranoia, you know, fucking losing your shit, okay? Blaming yourself, questioning yourself, blaming yourself, crying spells, addictions. This could be, this could have been during the relationship as well, okay? But when it fucking ends, and or when you realize what it was, you'll fucking just go fucking crazy. Why? Because you'll blame yourself. Okay? You'll think you're fucking stupid and you're fucking worthless. You'll blame yourself. You'll dive head first, way in the fucking deep end of the freezing Arctic waters. Oh shit, I gotta write that down. That's a good lyric. Of addiction. Sorry, an hour and 5 minutes and I'm actually finally getting into it. Cool. Anyways, what are these addictions? Well, we'll start with the obvious ones, right? Drugs. When I say drugs, I include alcohol. I include prescription drugs. I include over-the-counter painkillers, okay? I include fucking cough syrup, apparently, because that's what people fucking do. To me, it's probably like the most pathetic drug you could take. Anyways, if you want to include caffeine, shit, you can even include caffeine. Why not? Okay? These are the addictions, guys. Drugs, okay? Gambling. Sex. In that I include masturbation and pornography. Shopping / spending. And kind of a sidebar of addictions is reckless behavior. What categorizes reckless behavior? Maybe if you didn't speed a lot before in the car, maybe you start speeding more. Okay? Maybe you start walking through dangerous neighborhoods. Or if you already walked through dangerous neighborhoods, maybe you walk through dangerous neighborhoods, without your bulletproof vest or without your handgun. All right? You do fucking things you normally wouldn't fucking do. Okay? This is both good and bad. Well, the good comes in the healing process, but, shit you normally wouldn't do, okay? I seriously considered, / I'm still considering, entering a long-term, purely physical relationship with a total stranger that I met online. I met this woman twice. Fooled around. Didn't have sex. She wanted sex. It's part of the reason why I backed off a bit, in addition to the fact that I fucking moved 3,000 miles away. I still seriously considered / am still considering when I'm really fucking lonely and or horny, just fucking having sex, just so I can maintain what I want out of the relationship, which is not sex. It's other physical acts of intimacy. So, what have my symptoms been? What have my symptoms and addictions been? I'll fucking tell you. Okay? Basically everything I already fucking said. But blaming myself, being paranoid as fuck, shot self-esteem, thinking I'm absolutely, completely fucking worthless. That paranoia. Right? Just reviewing everything over and over and over again. Idealizing. Right? Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Sleepless nights. Sleepless nights. Okay? Insomnia. I'm going to stop using this at this point because, I think I'm kind of blending everything together, but... Sorry, Lenny Bruce moment again with the blowing my nose. Anyways, I will count off just because it's easier. But, so, my symptoms have been insomnia, okay? sleepless nights. And I realized much, much later, the reason I was putting off sleep is because I was afraid of sleep. Why was I afraid of sleep? Night terrors, okay? Night terrors. These are vivid nightmares that feel so incredibly real. Again, not a normal relationship. Not normal relationship bullshit, guys. This only happens during this sort of emotional abuse, okay? Nightmares. Absolutely horrible nightmares. These are both the good dreams in which she comes back and the fucking awful dreams in which she's running away from you, or you're chasing her, or you're just walking along and you get your fucking ass beat and kicked down by fucking her and her fucking Jabba the Hutt. Or you get fucking shot in the head by someone or some shit, and then as you're fucking dying, she and fucking Jabba the Hutt come and laugh their ass off in your fucking face. Or you have to watch her get fucked by some guy. Okay. So, night terrors / insomnia / oh yeah, the other thing in night terrors, you'll fucking wake up sweating. You'll wake yourself up screaming. Wake other people up screaming and cursing. Right. So night terrors / sleepless nights, i.e. insomnia. Crying spells. That could be a reason why you don't sleep, because you fucking cry a lot. Okay, crying spells. Eventually they just become spells because you don't have any fucking tears left. These crying spells, they come out of nowhere. Right? They could be triggered by anything. What triggers it for me? I can tell you what triggers it for me. What triggers it for me, in fact, like I kind of had an episode at work a few months ago. This is the Southern California camp that I was at. They sang 2 songs, one of which it just fucking hits right here. Another one kind of, sort of does, but because I was already hit here, it just doubly hit here. You are my sunshine and lean on me. You are my sunshine. I can't listen to that fucking song. You know, I never heard that there was a second or third verse. All I knew was that fucking beautiful chorus. Never heard there was a second or third verse, I think, until I came to this camp. And the song's really fucking depressing as fuck. I hear it here still, and I almost lose my shit. But one day I heard it there. I completely lost my shit. You know, it's 10 minutes later. I've been holding it in, like, okay, hold together. I'm pouring a camper his fucking water at the dinner table, and I just fucking lose my shit. And my co looks at me, he's like, dude, are you okay? And I'm like, give me a fucking minute, bro. I gotta go to the bathroom, just work this shit out. Anyways, I'm venturing off with it again. So, crying spells, insomnia, paranoia, you know, blaming yourself, shitty ass self-esteem, suicidal ideation / attempts, addictions. What are my addictions? Pornography, masturbation. I'm not proud of those. I still struggle with those. I struggled with that way before, but I struggle with those intensely now. And for the time being, I am allowing that to happen because it's staving off the other addiction, which is fucking looking at her shit online at that goddamn Instagram page. What? I like Facebook. When you block someone, you can't see them unless you unblock them. Okay, when you block someone on Instagram, you can still see them. So what I do when I really feel like looking at her shit on Instagram, holds me at bay. I know. I'm getting, into it. But that's exactly what this shit is, right? Shit I normally wouldn't do considering entering a purely physical relationship with someone. I guess technically I kind of did because we met twice. Right. So these are the symptoms of withdrawal. You're going to blame yourself a lot. You're going to think you're fucking crazy and you're fucking not worth shit. You're going to question yourself. You're going to question everything you ever did in your fucking life, dude. Everything. you're going to think you're an upstanding guy, but you're going to still fucking think, God, maybe I cheated on her. I didn't fucking realize it. Right? You're going to have crying spells. Another crying spell that I had, this was less recently, but it was after a DBSA meeting. It's a really good group. I was feeling good. And I'm driving home, and a song comes on. I love Google Play. Google Play music. I've got all my music on my phone. It's great. Anyways, song comes on my playlist. It's a song that I don't think normally really ever meant much of anything to me. Now it does, probably because of that, or probably just because the lyrics now just mean something different to me. I don't know, but you know, I've had a good meeting, and the song comes on, and I think something in me was like, Matt, you should skip the song, but I was like, no, it's a good song. Suddenly a lyric comes out. I can't remember which lyric it was. It was a song by the Crash Test Dummies, Canadian band. It's from their 2010 album, Ooh La La. Anyways, a lyric comes out, and I just lose my shit. I have to pull over the side of the road. I'm fucking crying like a bitch. Go to the Catholic Church to fucking talk to the priest that I've been talking to. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, that's all I gotta say. Took me, you know, almost an hour and a half to finally get to the fucking point. If anyone watched this and you liked it, awesome. Thank you for sticking with me through it all. It took way too long. So this video is now kind of titled Withdrawal Symptoms / a backwards timeline on my story. Part 1, parentheses, redo, question mark, Redux. So again, find a DBSA, an EA, and a CODA group. Join them. Go to the fucking meetings. Do it. If you don't have a meeting, you know, comfortably close by you, fucking start one. If you don't know how to fucking start one, look it up. They've got starter kits. If you don't want to buy a fucking starter kit, fine. Post some shit on Craigslist saying, this is a group I'm going to start. You know, go fuck yourself. I don't have the proper materials, but I want to start a group. Right? Sorry, another door slam. For you kids at home, that was a door slam. Don't worry, kids. Don't be scared, kids. Just someone slamming a door. So yeah, those are the symptoms. They can last 5-6 months to a year. I mean, the symptoms, they don't, you know, have there's not anything set. But when I say 5-6 months, that to me is specifically referring to the crying spells and the bouts of just absolute despair and depression. Don't get me wrong, I still have those. And I mean, I have those anyway, regardless of that. But I do still have those. But to me, the biggest thing for me is the crying spells, just because I was debilitating. You can't fucking go anywhere. You can't do anything if you're crying all day. You look like shit. You feel like shit. Right? You got snot all over your clothes and shit. It's fucking gross. Obviously, I mean, in the long run, it's the probably one of the most minor symptoms. But again, it's like really kind of debilitating and humiliating. But yeah, so I've laid it all out and I've said it. I don't think I'll say it again. Yeah, I will say it again. Why not? So, risky behavior, right? I keep changing the order, but risky behavior, you know, addictions, pornography, drugs, gambling, etc. Blaming yourself, being paranoid, feeling like shit all the time, crying spells, suicidal ideation / attempts, you know, depression, insomnia / night terrors. And you can rewind to see the rest because I probably missed some in here. Another one that I wanted to say is psychosomatic symptoms not otherwise explained, not otherwise specified, to keep it with a DSM attached to it, not otherwise specified. Now, I can't prove that this is what it is. In fact, I just only thought of it when I started this video fucking an hour and a half ago. So much for all that work I was going to get done today, and novel writing and content development. That's actually not a joke. I've got people paying me to do that shit. I just gotta get it fucking done. Anyways, so I hope someone watched this video, because otherwise it's a fucking waste of my time. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't fucking close out. Stop crying about it. So I can't prove yet this is what it is, but I've developed these chronic headaches in the past, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. Now this could be anything. Okay, it could be the stress of the gig, the new, living environment / situation. This is a really stressful gig. Okay, it's really rewarding, but really stressful. And my last job really prepared me for this one. But again, still stressful the same. New situations, new people, new behaviors, etc. So, stresses of work, new environment, dietary changes. Until, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, we didn't have proper instant coffee. We had dog shit coffee, and so I didn't drink it. But now we've got proper, respectable instant coffee. So I've been drinking coffee again. So maybe that's why, right? So change of environment, stresses of work, dietary changes, and medication changes. So my medications have been changed recently, the past 3-4 months, which is generally the time frame that the drugs need in order to start the changes to start being noted. So those are 4 perfectly acceptable reasons why I could be having headaches. And then the other reason, now this is not a perfectly acceptable reason, but the other reason is this could be continuing. This could be another symptom. Why is it showing up now? I don't know. Maybe because I've not given in to look at her shit on Instagram in, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. Maybe. I don't fucking know. Will that urge go away soon? I think so. In fact, I'm 99.5% sure it will. Because everything else has and does. And again, comes and goes, right? It's not linear. But, I mean, that very well could be it also. Anyways, you are not alone. You are strong. You are a valuable human being. You are lovable, loving, and loved. Take care of yourself. Be good to yourself. Reach out to people. Reach out to the fucking strange schmuck on the internet who just wasted an hour and 25 minutes of your time. Reach out to, that fucking weird kid in 8th grade who, talked to squirrels and smelled like fucking rotten roast beef sandwiches, right? Reach out to your best friend that you stopped talking to after you got in the relationship. Reach out to that coworker who kind of walks a little funny and talks to himself sometimes and appears a little off, and your other coworkers are scared he's going to come shoot up the place. Reach out. Don't be afraid. Until next time, gentlemen and ladies, goodbye.